afternoon. This is such an honor and privilege for me to be addressing this August gathering, and especially in the month of August, so such a coincidence. And I'm here to talk about mindfulness and the benefits of mindfulness in reducing stress and achieving peak performance. And not just that, overall well-being and happiness. So before proceeding, I just want to start by thanking Harry Michelle, who introduced me to Hyatt Regency. And this just happened over a conversation where he was talking about your empathy challenge and using it to enhance the customer satisfaction, guest satisfaction. And I said, well, that's pretty interesting. And also, how about using compassion as a strategy to enhance not just the guest satisfaction, but also the employee satisfaction? He said, well, that's interesting. Tell me more. So I said that compassion is a renewable energy, and it helps both the guest as well as the employee. And then he introduced me to Talia, and she got me on board to deliver this 4 weeks Mindfulness for Wellness program for the employees here. So thanks to Talia as well. And I also want to thank Anchal for supporting me through this training and also inviting me here today to talk about mindfulness. So, a little bit about myself. My name is Uma Panchabakesan, and I'm the founder and wellness coach at IB on Bliss Personal and Corporate Wellness. And I'm absolutely passionate about empowering and motivating people to become the best versions they can be. And I myself, I'm in the journey of becoming the greater and grander version of myself. So, just more about my experiences. I have about 25 plus years of industry experience from IT to hospitality and international trade, and I've worked with some premium brands like Citicorp and Emirates One and Only Volgan Valley. However, being a very goal-driven and ambitious person, at some point in time I realized that I was like doing, and I absolutely forgot about being. Just didn't realize I'm a human being and I need to be, and stop doing this doing, because at some point in my life I totally crashed. I was burnt out. And this came about with a lot of physical and psychological impacts. And little did I realize that it was the lifestyle that I was living without being mindful of what mindfulness is. And at that point, I thought, I need to find out more about the, way to live lives, not being stressed out, but at the same time being able to achieve things because when I started to research, there were things like meditation, and I'm thinking, well, but I don't want to become a Zen master and then forget about my goals and, sit in the Himalayas. That's not me. So, and then I thought, okay, fine. So how else can I achieve that, And that's when I came across this concept for mindfulness, and I started to do a lot of research about it, and I started applying that to my life. And within just 2 years' time, I've been doing quite successfully before that as well, but in 2 years' time, I was able to achieve 4 awards, including, Highest Achiever Awards and Entrepreneur Award. And it all came with happiness and no stress and trying to be, really embracing life and living a quality life. So that's about me, but what's mindfulness? So John Kabat-Zinn defines mindfulness as the ability to be in the present moment, on purpose, as if your life depended on it, and non-judgmentally. So why is this important? So what's happening to us on a day-to-day basis is we have about 50,000 thoughts, of which 50% of our thoughts are negative thoughts. That's mind-blowing. And 47% of our attention is not here, which means I have only 43% of your attention at this very given point in time. So what are we doing? We are mind wandering. Either we are in the past, regrets, and perhaps in the future, worried about what's coming up. So we are not in the present moment. And not being in the present moment means we are still doing something, but we are thinking about the past or the future, and we are splitting our attention between the present moment and the past or the future. And that starts to create cortisol and adrenaline, and that is creating stress for us. And that's our internal stress. Then what about the external stress? Occupational stress, relationship stress, techno stress. So this adds on to the internal stress, and that leads to burnt out syndrome. And this has been classified, burnt out syndrome, by World Health Organization and one of the health and mental conditions. And the antidote to this is mindfulness. So what mindfulness practice helps us to do is enhance the parts of our brain that is responsible for executive function. And by executive function, what I mean is that ability to think clearly, ability to make clear decisions, improve our cognitive functions, improve our working memory. It is just incredible what mindfulness can do. And this has been backed up by science. It is scientifically proven that by practicing mindfulness, we start creating new neural pathways in our brain. And that is like going to the mental gym, like we go to the gym for physical exercises, building our physical muscles. But then how do you build your mental muscles? That is through the practice of mindfulness. And that is your executive function, which is helping your performance. And there's also another part to it, that is regulating your emotional functions. So you are able to manage your emotions better and also manage the emotions of others. So take this example. A good example of mindfulness is mindlessness. So because we are caught up in the past and the future, we're greeting a guest. And then we forget the name of the guest. Oh my goodness, forgot the name of the guest. And then we keep talking to them without addressing their name. For anyone, the name is the most important thing for them. And sometimes we might forget their names. And also because, suppose it's a guest who is talking to you, the guest is angry, and now you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Are they going to leave a bad review for me? So at the moment, you are just taken away from the present moment and thinking about what might happen in the future, and so we lose that connectivity. So what mindfulness helps to do is allows us to be in the present moment and really have a heightened sense of awareness, and it controls the situation for us. And that is why forward-thinking companies like Facebook, Google, Apple, and also many of the government organizations, associations, and a lot of celebrities, including Thor, and we have celebrities like Oprah and Bill Gates, all of them practice mindfulness. And it is considered as a productivity tool as well. Any of you who are familiar with this mindfulness concept? How many of you? Any of you? All right. But it's really incredible because it is fairly a new sort of, getting the buzzword, but it's quite old. It's like from the Buddhism. It emerged from the Buddhism, but then the religious aspect was removed by John Kabat-Zinn. And that's how it's, evolved into scientifically proven concept to be able to, help us to reduce stress and achieve peak performance. And it was very interesting. I was going through the values of Hyatt Regency, and thankful to Amchen who also shared it with me, is that I see that it is, the third point, which I really liked, was about being the best you can be, is about being able to make that authentic connection with the guest. And how is that possible? That is possible through the practice of mindfulness, because we are able to connect with ourselves better, because we are traveling towards this internal journey, and because of that, we are able to connect with other people more deeply and in more authentic way. So I just need to be mindful of the time as well, and just want to take any quick questions if you have about mindfulness, or would you like to sort of think about it and sort of, learn more about it? Is that something that you'd be really interested to apply in your life? Yeah? Any questions you have about mindfulness? I know, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in 10 minutes time to, learn what mindfulness is and, is it possible to apply in our life? But honestly, it's a journey. Mindfulness is a lifestyle. It's what we, try to, stop doing the doing thing and start being. And, by that way, we are, able to enhance our performances and also live a more richer life as well. And I'd really like to conclude by, quoting this lovely quote that I like, is the affairs of the world will keep on being there, but don't delay the practice of mindfulness. If you needed to know more about this, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be more than happy to share more information. Anshul's got my contact details. But I want to again thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share about mindfulness, which is an amazing concept, and I really hope that you might be able to, sort of really take this approach and apply that in your life as well. Thank you so much again.